Hello everybody, I'm Ryan, and today I'm going to be showing you two different things on Civilization VII. Firstly, I'm going to be showing you a way to enjoy the modern age of the game more. This especially goes out to the players who have found the modern age to be less engaging than the early stages of the game. This video will help with that. And secondly, I'm going to be showing you nukes, how to use them, how to abuse them, and why they remain such outrageously good fun. To do this, we're going to be starting a new Deity game with the man you saw on the previous screen, Baroque Friedrich, somewhere between a military and cultural powerhouse, the combination you need to achieve nuke success. To help me with this conquest, we're going to be taking Ancus, giving me 1 extra war support on all wars, very handy. And I'm also going to be taking the War Club, which gives me 1 combat strength for all units, for every city-state I'm a suzerain of. We'll be diving straight into the modern age, and that is one of the reasons why I think people haven't been enjoying the modern age so much. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Who should I be playing? Will we be taking in Prussia? Not on this instance. We're going to be taking possibly the other fantastic choice, France. Look, they're both militaristic and diplomatic. They're both choices recommended. Just fantastic. Deity, standard speed, Pangea plus. This is the first point I wanted to make in this game. There is an overwhelming understanding within the Civilization VII community right now that people prefer antiquity to modern. People prefer the beginning of the game to the end of the game. Why is this? It's all about balance. The ages stack on top of each other. You go antiquity, then into exploration, then into modern. Your game builds upon itself. And what happens? Well, the game becomes unmanageable for a couple of reasons. You expand, and more importantly, you snowball. You run away with the game. People's main criticism, well, no, one of the main criticisms of the modern age is that the victory conditions never seem particularly valid. They are trivial because once you steam into the modern age, people win within a few turns. The advanced start is a fantastic cure for that. Everyone begins at the beginning of the game with pretty much an even footing, and the pacing of the modern age will feel so much better than it normally does. Now, modern age may not be for you, but I just have to say, trust me on this. It will make it a lot better. Don't believe me? The save file for this game is in my Discord. Play along. Tell me what you think. The second and main reason I wanted to show you this game today was to show off nukes. Now, nukes are unlocked not through technology. This is the weirdest Civilization game for that. You don't need a single point of science to get nukes. No, you need culture and you need military. Why do we need military? Well, we need to gain 20 ideology points from conquering people. 1 point per city, but more points if I have an ideology and even more points if they also have an ideology. What is an ideology? Well, that's all in culture, not within artifacts. No. Ideologies are unlocked when you finish political theory. These are trapped behind approximately 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 9,000 culture worth of tree. It is impossible, if not foolish, to try and win a military victory before you unlock an ideology. It just doesn't make sense. So culture is even more important than science. Once we have an ideology, we will gain 2 points per city, which means we have to conquer 10. Later in the game, we get 3, so we could conquer as few as 7, but normally it's 10. Once we have 20 points, all we have to do is build the Manhattan Project, and then nukes will be available. Lots of explanation. Let's just get cracking. An advanced start in the modern age gives you 10 points. You can spend these as you want. We also start with 10 attribute points, 2 in each of the trees that your leader comes with. So I have 2 cultural and 2 militaristic, but also then 6 wildcard. We can top up the wildcards, we can gain extra cities, we can gain extra towns, we can gain armies. There is a lot we can do. However, I want to use and abuse nukes. So there's a few things I want to do more than others. Firstly, we need to unlock the ideology as soon as possible. In order to do that, I need to start with modernization, natural history, and social question. This means I can start from turn 1 on political theory, saving myself about 40 turns. Then we need to have a look at the tech. Combustion is a must-have, as is industrialization. In order to get combustion, we need steam engine and military science. In order to get industrialization, we need military science. So these two are more important than academics, which is useful. It would give me some science, but it's not as useful. So we're going to start with steam engine and military science to unlock the tech for the army as soon as we can. I will give myself an extra city because then I have 2 places to make my troops. I am playing the French, which means I have a unique infantry unit. They have more combat strength when within a friendly commander radius, but also they have a ranged attack, which is nice. So we're going to lean into this and give myself a 3 army of infantry units. And after that, I'm going to have a cavalry army. Now you may notice I have no towns in this list. I know that's not great, but we'll be making our towns manually. A weird start, but one that works nicely for me. Ranged and siege units benefit from niter. Cavalry units gain from oil. So oil is something I would quite like to utilize. There's some oil over to the right. There's some oil and niter over to the left. So my city is going to go over in this direction. Yes, here is a good place. It should give me the oil and also the niter. Huzzah! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things unlocked from the start of the game, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Guard Imperial, as well as 2 more and 4 more. Excellent. And my original army, in fact, we've got 3 commanders. You want as many commanders as you can get in the early stages of the game. So the tech really is easy. Start with industrialization to unlock the Guard Imperial level 2. Then we'll go combustion to get ourselves the land ship. Finally, we'll then go to flight. Civic-wise, political theory. In we go immediately. Attributes. Well, we have to spend 2 cultural, so a little bit of culture never hurt anybody, and some civic masteries help a lot. Don't forget, if I research a civic mastery, I get a free great work, which is very good for culture. Then 2 military policies. We're going to gain 3 war support on all of my wars, and 15% production towards training military units. Now I have some wildcard points. 1 point in science, 1 point in economy, and 1 point in diplomatic. These give me some fun per city and per settlement yield. They're nice to have. We're not going to be doing too much in the way of expansion manually. We're going to be conquering, so the rest of my points will be popped into the military tree. Less gold maintenance on units, a 3 level on all commanders really helps them to level up, and ignoring the happiness penalty from unrest. Good for conquering. Now, we do have 16 settlement limit and only 2 cities, so we should probably expand a little bit. Luckily for me, settlers are 70 production, which is why I wasn't so worried about them. Let's start by immediately gaining some of these. In fact, I might as well treat ourselves to 2 right off the bat. After all, we do have quite a bit of gold. This level 7 army commander will be the backbone of my forces. Assault, rout for the extra Guard Imperial strength, then cavalry shock tactics, advancement into order for the combat strength, followed up with bastion so that I can defend, completing fortifications, and combat strength. This is my usual domination strategy. Good on attack, good on defense, able to use fortifications well. The others with the extra point can immediately finish these trees. I'm going to make them all separately into attacking commanders. I should use different strategies sometimes, but it means I can split these up. So Paul Revere, Spymaster Paul, and Lord Bickley, they can all go in different directions and we can make some friends. It looks like I've got the Egypt and the Spanish abilities. Okay, interesting. None of these are particularly useful unless I want to make a big navy, which this is a Pangaea map. That's an unfortunate roll for me. Never mind. Take a bit of gold, a bit of overbuilding, and a bit of happiness and gold. Reveal to me the map. I must see my opponents. I must see what they've got going on. So we have a 4 settlement Ashoka to my left, a 4 settlement Charlemagne, a 4 settlement Ibn Battuta, a 4 settlement Confucius, and a 4 settlement Xerxes. Okay, Xerxes is rather annoying. I didn't really want to have to deal with that. Never mind. Okay, time to settle, and we do kind of need a bad relationship with most people. We're going to deliberately annoy everyone here. All the while, we collect all the niter and all of the oil that we can. Guess we want the rubber as well. Now, I do want to start collecting city-states. We haven't really got a big influence build going at the moment. That will come in time. We'll work on that in a bit. Combat strength from being authoritarianistic. Lovely. You know what? Nepal, over to my left, is probably the easier conquer. We have a bad relationship with them already. This is only going to get worse as I settle towards them, but we'll start out with a quick denouncement. And my army is going to head left. We don't want to conquer anything until we have the 22 turns of political theory. But there is no harm in moving my army over in that direction to make sure that we are ready. Don't worry about the negative gold. The negative gold will sort itself out eventually. Probably. Or we'll just die. One of the two. With 16 settlement limit, ideally we don't want to go above 7 or 8 settlements before we start conquering. I don't want to go over my happiness cap if I can help it. Still, any settling that I don't do is economy that I'm just letting lie without utilizing. So we don't want that to happen as well. So we will continue to settle as much as we can. Nepal will not like that. It's nighter. Sharing military aid. 2 combat strength. I think actually Xerxes would have been a really lovely person to become friends with. Maybe Charlemagne will do the same thing. Each can offer a beautiful boost to military strength. We'll keep that in mind as we go. Is there any last place we want to send a settler? There is oil over here. Ideally, I wanted a place I could go that had a bunch of rubber. That would have been really handy for my infantry units. Here will do. That's oil. Off you pop. Okay, we start with a pretty decent army. So now it's all about building the economy and specifically the production. So the ironworks now begin. To help that, I'm gonna start moving some of these farms. This will help me to actually work all the production tiles. These production tiles are pretty cool. It means my capital will actually be able to grow, and it will grow significantly quicker. Okay, again, oil. Lovely, delicious oil. Okay, this city-state's not gonna like me being here, but you know, that's just one of those things that always happens. No one is gonna like me being here, but I've got gold, so I don't care. Positive gold per turn as well. Open markets. He's really, really chill. He wants to be friends. I like that. Okay, the hostile relationship has begun. Means I can start chipping away at his army now. He is not allied to anybody. We declare the war. We gain 1 extra war support over. Huzzah! At the moment, his army, it was slightly smaller. It's now ridiculously bigger. I'm entirely sure how that happened. Perhaps something spawned in at the last minute. I'm not sure. Gurkhas are very tough. We're going to need to play nicely, but we can pin down units one at a time. That is the aim. So as you can see, Guard Imperial, we can do just straight up attacks or a ranged attack, which is slightly weaker. Still has plus 14 combat strength, but it does unopposed damage, which is just 3 chip damage. Well, let's go and see how much damage we can do here. Hold the line, fire, do decent retaliation damage. As soon as they embark, shoot them. They will regret ever getting into the sea. So we're unlikely to do a huge amount of damage in this particular attack. All I'm really looking to do is just lower the strength of their army just a bit. Just work on chipping, chip damage as much as we can. Pillaging, advancing, lowering economic capacity. Using my strongest units to do as much damage as possible. Also, my cavalry units do an incredible amount of damage, such as the amount of oil that I have in my empire. Here we go. The cavalry is really making a difference now. We're getting kills. As long as we attack, we do the pillaging, we can move these units. Yep. This is good. And 1,000 gold. You normally get this in the modern age for your first couple of fights, and it does a big chunk of the economy for you, so it's good. Now, in order to help me just a bit, we're going to do another military aid. That's another 2 combat strengths. We've got 2 from Xerxes, 2 from our own agenda. That's plus 4 in total. Keep pushing. Pushing is successful. Free culture? Don't mind if I do. Oh, the army commander I can get a direct shot at. Kill an enemy army commander and you do significant damage to their ability to get bonuses. Come on, push. Let me in. Yep. That means the Guard Imperial can ranged attack the embarked units again for 3 damage. Okay, there you go. 7 settlements. That should be plenty. Silver in case we need to buy more units in. So the counterattacks are coming in from place to place, but as you can see, we're doing a lot of damage. We're doing a lot of pushing. To help with my attack, I'll be buying 2 mortars. Now these will sit from a distance and fire on the enemy city centers, dealing lots of damage, but also damaging the units within them. Oh, I did exaggerate a little bit. I do have 1 more. More oil. That means we now have 4 copies of it plus 4. Yes. Plus 4 combat strength on cavalry units is a big bonus. So we've actually built fortifications along the front line now, which means we take hugely less damage when we defend, which is delightful. You can stand and do range damage from a distance so much better if your frontline units basically don't get killed. Here comes the mortar. Whoop-bam. Here we go. 500 culture. Boost towards that ideology as soon as possible. And here here is anything we want. We can choose anything because we're playing France, but I will go for +3 combat strength on all units. That's a big combat bonus. Ironworks complete. This is the time when it might start to make sense to produce units. Or the military academy. No, we'll get some more units in. Let's start to train some horses. Send them over to the front line. Okay, yeah, being attacked up and down the line, but the line holds. The line holds, and that's the main thing. Mortar has taken the walls down. 5 turns. 5 turns is all we need then. Then we can get involved. Fierce fighting. Oh, I lost my first unit. Blimey. We managed to not lose a unit for a substantial amount of time there. Quite impressed with that. Again, the only reason why this war feels a little difficult is because I'm just having to wait. Wait and wait and wait for my ideology. That's why having lots of culture is really good. Push. Do the damage. Don't let them in. Get the mortar to fire. There we go. Oh, it's carnage. It's absolute carnage, this fight. I've loved this. I've absolutely loved it. A leather horror. Oh, there's political theory. Okay, now we can go. This is awesome. So we pick a civic into ideology. We can either go democracy, which is all about culture and diplomacy, fascism, which is economy and military, and communism, which is expansion and science. I mean, it's got to be naughty today. 3 cavalry units in the capital is a wonderful pickup. So let's just put 1 turn into that. And next turn, we will unlock the ability to attack and kill enemy settlements, which is very well needed. There we go. Ideology picked. Now we can attack. Also treating myself to a little bit of navy, seeing as we're attacking a bunch of places on the coast. So Army Commando is looking pretty tough to kill. We can get that kill. We can move into the city. Land units heal after attacking. Excellent. There's the merit on the combat range. So this beautiful Port Riviere can now attack using a much bigger range, which is wonderful. It's a fun little fact about this defense. They have actually made temporary fortifications, but that means my mortar now attacks with 55 strength, not 35, because I'm actually now shooting fortified defenses. So that actually hurt them doing that. Unfortunate for you. It's mine. The city is mine, which means that now my units can heal at extra rate. Going to pull my line back a little bit just to make sure we actually do heal. The attack is both going really well and really badly, depending on where you look. I can take just a couple of turns to heal now, restock, and then go again. But as we pick to keep that settlement, you can see our influence is going to start disappearing in a second. That is our first 2 points. We've only got to do that 9 times more. How hard could it be? Oh, look, an artifact. Yay! All we need is a few turns to heal. Not many. Oh, my mortar just got killed. Whoops, didn't retreat that fast enough. Yeah, these Gurkhas are strong units. Big fights, lots of big fights. But as you can see, we're healing. And now we have field guns, howitzers, an extra Guard Imperial. An upgrade is 165, and that gives +5 combat strength. So yeah, absolute priority to get all of my frontline units upgraded. Foreman, no, hold on. My very healed army is now making its way back. Combat strength for infantry units is very tempting, but I think for now the Dreadnought and the Landship is what we're going to go for next. Oh, we're doing so much damage if they attack. 62, 59, and they would give me a free city for peace. I'm just going to see if I can conquer 1 more in this fight, and then we'll peace out for an extra settlement, and that'll leave me to attack the capital in peace in a couple of turns. I can see that working well for me. Got a kill there. We just got a kill here as well. This guy needs to run. However, you are looking good, and you pull back, you deploy. Now, this is the thing. All I had to do was wait just a couple of turns, just a few, and suddenly all of my troops are now healed, and they can all be deployed with initiative, and they can all run in and do really big damage behind the scenes. As long as the commanders stay put, nobody can stop me here. Even you can move forward and kill the field cannon, which is a great kill because that thing was able to do damage to me and I wasn't able to return fire. I realized, do we want to actually be finishing this? Or do I want to dip into the French tree? Because there are some really fun things in the French tree. Grand Army gives a free promotion. 2 combat strength for each adjacent military unit is huge. Okay, we're going to get this and then we'll start working on our culture in earnest. We need to kill that commander. That commander needs to go. Luckily, we can kill the commander. Oh, that's a big breakthrough. And now we can hit the second line of field cannons and we begin to advance again. This is a big turnaround. Denounce? Okay, if you want to denounce me, you can. I tell you what, Lord Bickley, I need you to take this army, less all the injured units. I need you to take that army and assault this southern city once again. It'd be useful if I could just reroute my units like this. People are starting to build wonders, but I don't mind that. I don't need said wonders. Oh, we heal so much every turn. Yeah, I mean, we are killing unit after unit. I am barely losing anything in this war. It is attritional, and I take damage, and I'm not killing as much as I would like, but the big difference here is that they cannot damage me anywhere near as quickly as they need to push me back. So we hold. We just hold. So yeah, we push forward. I'm going to just deposit the howitzer there because I believe it's got 3 range. Yes, it does. And then my extra horsemen come out, charge in, and you come, Lord Bickley, to push these units out and really lay siege over here. What's that do to me? 13 damage on an attack there. I heal way more than that every turn. Howitzer continues to fire. Aha! Oh, we are so almost in. It's just beautiful to watch. Just keep ricocheting off the wall, and there's another 3 combat strength. Do it. I dare you. Just keep bouncing off the walls every turn. 1 attack, and then followed by 2 attacks. I believe that settlement is taken. It is. Kathmandu is the next target. Now here's the question. Do I peace out, take out this town, and leave Kathmandu, which has 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles to kill? Or do I continue to push? I think we continue to push just for a couple of turns because it feels like I have the advantage here. Let's keep this settlement for now. We're going to lose all our influence. If we could remove them from the game entirely, it would mean I have 1 less person to worry about. Come on, get out of here. This land is mine now. I think the thing to remember is if you want to beeline nukes, you got to get the points as quickly as you can. Not every settlement is equal. Some are really difficult to take. Some are not difficult to take. But the thing to remember is that they're all worth 2 points. So it makes no sense going into huge wars. You want to just get your little stuff, get your little settlements quickly in and out. So because of that, I think I will take the peace. I'll yoink of this when they are ready to let me. So let's turn the screw, keep damaging the units, keep pushing into their territory, and we'll take the peace as soon as they let me ask for it successfully, which hopefully won't be too long, because as you can see, we are attacking very successfully. One question for you. The Gurkhas are getting +3 from authoritarianism, but when I go into the government, they're an elective republic. So how are they gaining +3 combat strength? What's going on with that? I feel like that's some sort of bug, but I don't have evidence to back that up. So it's just a bit of a mystery for me, that. Here come the reinforcements, but unfortunately for them, it's not going to help them at all. Merchants! We are looking for rubber. I want as much rubber as we can get. So trade routes to things like Berlin. There we go. My units will gain more strength. I didn't realize I hadn't already made some merchants. Mistake from me there. More rubber. And this one is niter and oil. Big bonuses. We have +5/+5 now. The ranged and siege. Heavy cavalry. Almost at max bonuses. Come on, ship of the line. I need you to get destroyed. You're annoying me. Push forward. Yes, we're doing it. You can't hold me back forever. Yeah, they took so much damage. They're having to reevaluate, and Xerxes has just declared war on me. Whoa. Does that count as a surprise war? I don't think it did, you know. I didn't notice my relationship getting really bad. In fact, it wasn't. I feel I should have more war support than that. Never mind. Luckily, I did leave some units behind just for a moment like this. So we'll watch out in JB Genius, but it looks like my next attack is going to be going north as soon as we're done with this war. In fact, Lord Bickley, make your way back home, please. A level 4 commander, don't leave one of those out. That's just easy pickings. And the howitzer can strike. Might as well level up my units that are about to stand up to Xerxes. Come on, you are the defensive line here. Ah, there's field guns. Keep firing. You know, if they don't want peace, they don't have to have it. I am very, very happy just to conquer. I'm just amazed if they let me do that. So yeah, just keep firing. Look at that. We can kill units whilst we're actually attacking the districts. We're going to punch into the first district. I think we are. Yes. I love the fact they bring the flag as they move. so cute. Oh, yeah, well, we're taking a bit of damage here. Guard Imperial are gonna have to fight hard. The howitzers are in range. Lord Bickley is on the way. Just hold in there. The counterattack is coming. I love howitzers so much. They can just shred walls. Oh, they wreck the walls because they have the highly, highly annoying sepoys, which have full strength against walls, which is, yeah, very, very frustrating. Never mind. Luckily, we timed this almost perfectly. That is the first thing of fascism, which gives me 3 extra cavalry units. We can go for radicalism, for martial law. We could go for scorched earth, which is +3 combat strength, but I think we're going to stick French, which is a difficult thing for me as a Brit to say. Let's start with killing things gives culture. Really not a lot of culture, but some. Have 30 military units within 20 turns. I've got 29. Hey, that's brilliant. And a diplomacy point. This is good, which means I can actually befriend independence slightly easier. Something I do want to do. Gold for trade routes. And we'll gain the settlement limit on the military side. Lord Bickley has arrived. So we unload all of the horses. So they spill out like this. We counterattack onto the field guns. We do not want them to be able to freely fire on us. And as you can see, the damage we do is severe. Yeah, you didn't think I had a fight in me, did you? You were wrong. Even the howitzers are having fun. Denounce. Hey, the more people that denounce me, the more I'm going to have fun with the wars later. So in this moment, I am now being offered the peace. If I would like, I could take the town. But I've also half conquered it. So I'm thinking, no, we continue this. Sometimes you just got to take the advantage as it's given to you, and this certainly is an advantage. Okay, one more district taken. Slowly does it. One tile after another, you'll be fine. And if you're not fine, well, just pillage your way out of it until you are fine. As long as you're doing more damage than the enemy is doing to you, things tend to come out in your favor eventually. So now we're going to start stacking military attribute points because we can do a nice stackable thing. 2 healing every turn extra. That doesn't seem like a lot. Trust me, when you start repeating it, it means your units can never die. And as units go, that's a fun ability to have. Howitzers have 1 more turn of chewing through these enemy walls. They do delightfully. And hey presto, Kathmandu has fallen. Woohey! Who even needs influence? I don't. I was going to actually pick up a load of city-states in this game. That sort of fell away quite quickly. Well, 1 more to go. This one is substantially smaller. My towns? Well, the ones that are all connected up, we're going to now start pushing to claim a few hub towns. I don't want to run so far out of influence I can't do anything. I don't have many that will actually be good for that, but just keeping an eye on them. I don't like the field cannons, so they must go first. The howitzers return. I mentioned at the start of the video that this really does help to fix the feel of the modern age, and I can't emphasize enough how much more fun the modern age is when everyone starts on the same level. It really does feel like the World War you wanted it to feel like. I would very, very much recommend you have a go with this rule set. It's lovely. We've landed in 1 district. The next will fall soon. Seeing as we do need a little bit of an economy just to make sure that we are still fighting, this is a 29 population city. It's just as good as all of my others. So we're going to convert this into my 3rd. There we go. Let's get these ironworks done and grow the city accordingly. And this is fantastic news. In the middle of the war, Xerxes has become democratic. Now that is wonderful. That means if I take a city from him, it'll be worth 3 points, not 2. Beautiful. This is one of the ways that you can rush nukes just that little bit quicker. This is why initiative is so powerful. You drop the unit down and then immediately fire at the city district. No moving. That's why siege weapons are so powerful as well. Also worth bearing in mind, 2 navigable rivers next to each other. It doesn't look like it, but these are actually connected, so I can sail my units in like this. Quite handy, isn't it? So, field gun, horsey boy, guard imperial. Everybody make yourselves comfortable. We're invading and we don't mind who knows it. 3 tile howitzers have the same fun that artillery with observation balloons did in Civ 6. It's exactly the same scratch. Beautiful. 125 gold for a land ship upgrade. Oh, these things are substantially stronger now. So we want to get to flight as quickly as possible. There we go. Academics, your time to shine. We'll get the schoolhouses. We'll get a little bit more science going. Oh, do you see that Baghatur? That is the Mongolian ability on cavalry. I was wondering why the cavalry units were so powerful. That does indeed explain a lot. That should be a Shoker out, which is fantastic. 8 points towards my nukes. We can scoop all our army together and set sail for pastures new. Now that Xerxes has very, very kindly joined democracy, it means I'm on 8 points. It'll be 11, 14, 17, 20. I don't even need to attack anyone else. Done. Keep attacking city districts. Don't use your howitzers on regular troop combat. It's just not worth it. These huge fights are so good. Makes you think so tactically. Lord Bickley, I need you to level up once more. Then I can have an extended range. I feel like I'm not going to lose units. At the moment, the range is just a little bit lacking. But the howitzers have broken every single wall that they can currently reach pretty much. So there's this weird moment in the fight where we are really at it. It's brutal, but it'll only last so long. Eventually, I'll be able to punch through, and when I do, it'll be it. We're broken through. That's it. Everyone forward. A promotion. There it is. Heal when attacking. +1 command range. There it is. Oh, we need to celebrate by capturing more. Keep firing. Knock them away from the tiles we need. Keep capturing. One more district. You ask yourself silly questions like, how hard could it be to take this last tile? Surely not too hard. And you remember, yes, it is. This is a brutal, brutal combat. But I think that's it. City's mine. And this was by far the most challenging conquer. Above me, 1 tile, 1 tile. Only 2 to 3 tiles here. I mean, that's so easy in comparison. I think taking Delhi at this point is the thing to do. So now we shall push in that direction. This is my 4th city. Again, another conquered city, this one. 34 population, looking good. Hey, look everybody, now I get culture when I kill an enemy unit. It's not much culture, but it is culture. Paul Revere is back. All 9 levels of glory. We should make ourselves known by destroying things at vast rates. Academics, schoolhouses, and we can now get some science. Decent science as well. Excellent. Now to urbanization. Almost at flight. Flight needs to be obtained for, nuking reasons. Now broken through, hitting Delhi directly. And look at this. A new delivery of howitzers. We have a few. I may have built slightly too many. I've got about 7 now. Is there such thing as too many? I'm not sure about that, I think there's just the right amount. Here comes Charlemagne. I mean, if you insist. He has a very big army, and I'm not entirely sure where he's attacking from, but it looks like my conquered territories are going to be the ones to get attacked. Okay, I will bring one of my generals back. Bring some damaged units with me, but that's fine. As long as we got something, we should be able to go and defend. And there's Delhi. It's gone. Our next targets will be substantially easier. And those are good words. Those are words that I like to hear. Speaking of, we can pretty much already get to the next one this turn. Send my land ships out and deliver the howitzers on the same turn. Fire at will. That's a quick conquer compared to the others. Delicious. It's only 49 turns in. The speed has been pretty good on this playthrough so far. You can move quicker, but it's hard to. We only need 3 points. So this is on my continent. I will take Banaras. Nope, won't give that to me. What about Agra? Nope. I thought he would give me something. Fine, I'll conquer it if you insist. Don't forget, howitzers can fire over mountains. They don't need to stop you. You are beyond mountains. A 1 and a 2. And as you can see, it's mine. Turn 52. We've finished ideology, and whilst we've done it, I collected quite a few artifacts, which is nice. So, what is my most productive city? Bologna, by far. Okay, what we need to do now is build the Manhattan Project, which should only take 9 turns. I'd like to move a population to do that, because I could make another specialist, but I don't think it's worth it if I can get some really good yields. Manhattan Project it is. Okay, ideally, I would have liked to have got flight at the same time, but we're almost there. Xerxes is costing me happiness, so we're just gonna peace out now that I've taken all his good stuff. Just in case we need to attack Charlemagne, I'm gonna move all of my howitzers into Paul Revere. Just in case I need to hoik them across the map. Good to have everyone in the same army. Okay, off you go. Ooh, I think Ibn Battuta is also coming in as well. Oh, it's a really good thing I'm moving my generals back. Here he comes. Hello there. How you doing? Oh, Confucius has attacked me as well. That must have been an alliance thing. Almost at Grand Army. We're pushing towards planes. Well, some attacks are being more annoying than others. I just got howitzers firing at things at the moment, which is relatively amusing. I think Slidry is going to be just fine. Urbanization. Flight, 17 turns away. Unless we, really improve our science, which I'm trying to do. Ah, there you are, Charlemagne. There you are. Bit of war weariness, a bit of military aid. Nothing we can't fight against, I don't think. The artillery unleashes yet again, and my guard dismantle. Oh my lord, I actually have a city-state. Look at that. Infantry, cavalry, naval. One single city-state. That was very much worth it this entire time. Okay, basically that now gives us 2 combat strength with my memento. Look at that. It's an actual thing. Level 11. Oh my goodness. Getting strong. And here we go. Once you have the Manhattan Project, you start with 1 nuke. Then you can do 2 things. You can build more nukes, or you can win the game by building the Manhattan Project. Well, not Manhattan Project, the Operation Ivy, the other one, the bigger one, this one. Do you see? So how do I actually use a nuke? I need a bomber. I'm going to use a few bombers. We're definitely going to do that first. So let's get our cities to produce some nuclear weapons. To the front of the queue. This is responsible civing. 18 turns on that one. Wow, that is expensive. So in the meantime, I'm just going to keep building nukes. I'm going to increase my science, and I'm just going to defend this war for a bit. If I can peace out with anybody, I will. This war's not really going anywhere. I'm not really trying to take anything. We're just holding, which to be honest with you, is nice and easy to do. Commanders immediately gain a promotion. Oh my lord, that's a lot of promotions, but one that I will take very nicely. It's a level 8 commander there. This one is level 10. This one is now level 12. Gain the heroic assault ability, deal direct damage to a unit in the command radius that has the same domain as the commander. I've never understood this one. Literally could not tell you, and I'm good at this game, what this actually does. I'm not sure. If anyone in the comments could actually explain that ability to me fully, that would be very appreciated. 2 combat strength for each adjacent friendly military unit. Excellent. That's how we get ridiculous. The counterattack begins because I'm bored. We probably killed a couple of 1,000 units, which of course means because it's Deity AI, there's probably another couple 100,000 to go, but that's fine. This is a massive war. Charlemagne has got some incredible bonuses. Authoritarianism, deity, father of Europe, military aid. He must be in a celebration at the moment. +5 on those land ships are making them incredibly difficult to kill. So we're gonna have to take some more defensive formations here. Don't forget we can fortify a tile in a single turn. I mean, it's very difficult to attack into that tile. Ooh, nuclear weapon. Second one is done. Go on, man. We might as well start on Operation Ivy. It's still 16 turns away. We can have some fun before that point. I can show off the nukes. Oh, reinforcements at sea. No. Oh, actually, if you want to give me that settlement, that's an amazing idea. Yes, I approve of that. They were trying to naval attack me. Well, luckily I have 2 boats. That's all I need to stop this. I'll just stop them from getting through. This is the last turn of, frankly, even combat. Now +2 combat strength each adjacent friendly military unit. This is quite the boost. I've got +4 here. I've got +6 there. We've got +6. It's mainly the artillery pieces. These are the ones that actually get the biggest bonuses from these, because I can just stand my troops that are healing behind. Everything just sort of comes back in, stacks together. The combat bonus I get is rather ridiculous. Look at this, +8 strength. Thank you very much. I guess I shall. Oh, we are just holding the line. There's nothing they can do. This is another one of those fronts where this is going to be incredibly handy. Flight. Okie dokie. We have 2 nukes. I think, Ibn Battuta, you are just frustrating me. This front, your capital. No. We don't have this at all. So let's convert Frankincense Battlesword into a city. We can buy an aerodrome, which we'll do just on the edge of my borders. Reassign population just a smidge, because we can. And we are going to buy a single bomber for 1,000 gold. Don't mind if I do. And here it is. Look, it has movement. Available nuclear weapons. 3. Okie dokie. I think this will stop them just a little bit. Don't you think? Oh, look at all these reinforcements. Look at all this defendable territory. No. You have got to stop it. So let me explain what I just did there. there. Nuclear weapons. You get one for every project you do, so you invest a lot of production in them, and they do a lot of damage. The damage they do is so much higher than the production that you put in. Think about all the production that the AI needed for all of those units, all of these districts, all of the walls, and all of the buildings. It's terrifying. So it's always worth building a nuke. In order to fire one, you need a commander of any kind, an aerodrome commander, a aircraft carrier, a squadron leader, and you need to have at least one bomber in the party. They then use their action, weapon of mass destruction strike. The nuke hits a spot that you ask. It cannot be shot down, to my understanding, and it does damage in a hex around the original hex, so a 7-tile radius. It pretty much kills units. It creates radioactive fallout that damages units. It's a nightmare. This will have crippled the capital. It is devastating. You do not want this to happen to you at all. And it's simple. You can just do that as many times as you want, really. The only problem is you can only deploy them in a range around the aerodrome itself unless you get one of these squadron commanders. Now, squadron commanders effectively act as movable, useful, extra commanders. So we're going to build a second aerodrome. Let's just build one here, reassign the population, and buy the squadron commander. What this does is it makes sure the commander is able to just get deployed onto the map, and we will be able to do some significant damage now. Also, extra health. Look at all of the fallout. Oh, yes. Everyone's dying. Now, the only problem I find with nukes is it doesn't force someone to make peace, which I would have thought that that would be exactly what a nuke would do. But no, people are absolutely immune to the pressures of such things. Squadron commander, establish new airbase. Over you go. And bomber, rebase aircraft to there. Next turn, we can deliver a fun nuke. A surprise nuke. Doesn't need to stop us this time though. Can buy a second bomber and think, where do we want to nuke this time? I reckon this settlement. This is another city. I don't think I like this city. Let's flatten it with the power of a nuclear warhead. Oh, it's so cool. So here we go, squadron commander. And this city of Berlin is causing me all sorts of problems. So whilst I attack it, I'm just going to nuke behind the enemy lines and disintegrate everything. Oh dear, Berlin. We've just shortened the war by many, many months. Unfortunately, we have also created a radioactive pit that I can no longer invade. I should have thought about that, really. Never mind. One more nuclear weapon. Just hit just behind the front line in Mudberg. There's some units here, including an aerodrome commander I could, yeah, we go, just have a little disagreement with. Yeah, now he'll take peace. I bet you will. He's been nuked twice. Now he's like, okay, yeah, sure. We're doing a cargo drop here with a aerial ace. We're just healing a little bit of troops around. They're quite fun, those. Nice. Oh, this does make me happy. Look what I nuked. I nuked University. Look at that. Oh, it's lovely. That's the sort of gameplay you want to see on this channel. Look at all the units dying. I think I probably nuked about 2,000 army strength from Charlemagne that, and they keep moving units back into the fallout. It's tragic. Anyway, artillery master. That is now another 2 combat strength. We've got to +4 just on city-state strength alone. Excellent. Confucius will now have peace. He actually avoided getting nuked. Fair play. 25 healing on the cargo drop. It's actually very strong. Another nuke, you say? It's giving me the option, but you've got no movement. Next turn, we can do something rather lovely. Hey, Hanover! Just a little one captured there. Lovely stuff. There you go. Now we'll have peace. Peace with the world. Everyone loves me so much. I feel like we came out of that world war pretty well. 17 settlements. The most anyone else has is 11. But that essentially is nuclear warheads and how impossibly disgustingly good they are. And I hope I will have convinced you somewhat that the experience of diving into the modern age as an advanced star is so incredibly competitive. I mean, look, Confucius right now is the big bad, way more science and culture than I have. If it wasn't for my obliteration of the ideology tree, I would begin to be under threat here. I could have actually finished culture had I continued to conquer stuff. I would have got quite a few extra relics there. It is so much more of a competitive experience. Pretty much all of the snowballing that happens difference comes from when you start in one age and it goes progressively onwards and onwards and onwards. If you just start on the advanced age, I promise you, the game will feel different. But that is Operation Ivy. In 1843, we detonate only turn 84. That is the power of nukes. That has been Baroque Friedrich. Definitely the worst version, but still fun. And that was Modern Age Civ 7. Hope you enjoyed it. This was a fun one to film. I'll see you next episode. Who knows what I'll be doing then. Goodbye. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Kleben Ferdas, Poppy Dude, The Nickerman, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Toon General, Kappa Yobby Barani, The Uncivil Engineer, Radiatore, Debo91, Mushkin Mandeltort, Dan Jamo, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Teddy Zursa, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Morax, Sinikush, Echobear, Kovawoo, Legally Trash, Sorted Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Bob Tway, Abstract Fun, Slither Alley, JB Genius, Arctic Fox, Eggshark, Bookaluk79. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye!